In economics, fundamental problem is what, when, and how. What is minimum wage? How are you going to pay minimum wage? When is the effective date for the payment of minimum wage? That is established by economics. Then it comes to labor economics. What are the fundamental issues challenging a worker? First is hours of work. 2, work environment. 3, like rightly pointed out by Vice President, compensation for sacrificing hours to work. To achieve what? An output. That output is productivity. What is the level of productivity today from the government side, from the private sector, and for the economy? And what is the GDP growth rate as attributed by the contribution of the workforce? These are fundamentals. So now, coming to understand wage determination, wage review, wage policies, wages implementation, you now come to understand what are the policies on ground and what are the economic variables that influence production first. Now, what is the production possibilities in an economy using different economic theories, for instance? Now, in my own opinion, of course, yes, you look at history from 1981 to presently 2024, it's about 43 years. Now, even if you are paying 1,000 naira per annum, now you resolve to 43,000 naira as adjusted sequentially for a period of 43. Now, but at the end, you look at what determines production in an economy and what determines consumption. Income is one. Now, an average income now has to be classified among income groupings. Now, who are salary earners? A president, commander-in-chief is a salary earner. How much is he earning? Now, what are the components that would require a president to earn salary and discharge responsibility because he's a commander-in-chief? Now, it comes to how much the commanders, the service chiefs, how much are they earning for us to be secured? Because the essence of paying taxes in the first place is to secure the economic environment for everybody to thrive, for the economy to thrive, for people to live in peace and harmony. So when you begin to understand and translate the progression and understanding who are salary earners, from the president to the governors to the senators to the public servant to those in the private sector, you now realize what is the standard of their living in the first instance. Now, this is on a relative basis. What is the standard of life of a president under that salary structure at a particular time? Now, what is also the economic situation of a private man who is not earning wages or salary, but is taking from out from his investment, probably from the profit? Now, what is the profit? Like rightly pointed by Mr. Smart, profit, you pay taxes either before or after, or you pay taxes through the businesses. And who are those who are paying taxes to pay salaries and wages in an economy? You have to also understand that those who are paying taxes and wages pays differently on a relative basis. For instance, if you take pay as you earn, the higher the salary, the higher the tax rate going to government. So in the first instance, if government is paying 42,000 and another government, probably federal, is paying 42 and state is paying 78, then definitely state government will earn more revenue from adjustment of wage bill. But for the negotiation compromises and standard has to be set. In 1973, when Naira was introduced, this wage that was obtainable was 18 Naira. Now, after 40 years, the wage rate is 18,000. So on percentage basis, you look at, but what was the income of the state? What was the income as at 1973, even with the oil boom? And what was the income in 2011, when there was also Gulf War and there was income to the state? So in my own opinion, compromises that will arrive at has to do with certain economic indices. It may not just be economic realities, because under economic realities, translating dollar rate to pay minimum wage in Nigeria, what if the rate improves tomorrow? The exchange rate improves downward against the US dollar, because that is the standard. What if, for instance, today is 1,400 Naira to a single dollar? What of next month if it is 800 to $1? Are you going to review the salary back?
What if it increases to 2,000 Naira?
No, what I'm trying to say is this. There are two probabilities. One, today, the current rate, 1,400 Naira to a single dollar, and you are fixing a wage today at 42,000, looking on many considerations. Then what is the probability that in December same year, if the rate, exchange rate, is now reduced, Naira appreciate to 800,000, if you are using it as a basis, are you going to reduce the salaries that you pay by law?
I guess that's why. I guess that is why Comrade Aremu said, you know, these negotiations must go beyond needs.
Yes.
Compromise must come in.
Yeah.
And other variables too must be considered.
Yes.
Yes.
And that is the point I'm trying to bring. For Comrade Smart, representing private sector, the organized labor representing Nigerian workers, and governors representing policymakers, and the federal government delegation representing the federal government. It is well established by all standard, by the president-elect in 2003, proposing a living wage. The Speaker House of Representatives understood the economic scenario and also proposed a living wage. Up to now, in this negotiation, there is no any advancement of negotiation of what is called living wage. We are...
Well, I think...
Yeah.
Well,